2 weeks after bringing her baby home, Rachel walked into the nursery and froze.
Marcus, where's the crib? Did your mother take it to be refinished?
She said she'd have it back before the baby came. I'll call her.
Linda, where is the crib? Marcus says you were refinishing it.
Oh, that old thing? I sold it. Stephanie's honeymoon needed an upgrade. Family helps family, Rachel.
The crib was gone. Not borrowed, not delayed. Sold to buy her sister-in-law a beach vacation. That crib was hand-carved in 1948. Her grandmother Catherine had left it to Rachel in her will, with a specific chain of title clause. The clause stated that any sale or transfer without Rachel's written consent constituted conversion of estate property, a recoverable civil tort.
Benjamin Cross, please. It's Rachel Reeves. Yes, Catherine Reeves's estate.
She told the attorney everything, and Benjamin Cross told her the law was on her side. But 5 weeks earlier, at Rachel's baby shower, Linda had been playing a very different role.
Rachel, this crib is just exquisite. Did Catherine really have it made in 1948?
It's been in the family 3 generations. I can't wait for the baby to sleep in it.
You know, the wood is a bit dull. I know a brilliant restorer. Let me have it refinished, my gift.
I don't know, Linda. It's precious, and the baby's due soon. I'm nervous about letting it out.
Mom, you'd really do that? Rachel, it might be nice to have it spruced up before the baby comes.
Absolutely. I'll have it back before you even pack your hospital bag. You just focus on that baby.
Rachel agreed. She trusted her mother-in-law. The following week, Linda arrived to collect the crib. Marcus helped load the crib into Linda's minivan, carefully covering it with a tarp. Rachel stood in the doorway, watching the van pull away. A flicker of unease crossed her face, but she pushed it aside. Linda didn't drive to any restorer. She went straight to Ellison Vintage and Estate, a dealer known for handling high-end originals. Mrs. Hale, this is museum quality, 1948, hand-carved, original brass plate. I could place it at 11,000.
11,000? That's perfect. I need to liquidate it quickly. My daughter's honeymoon needs an upgrade.
She signed the consignment papers without a second thought. The check slid into her hand like a promise kept. By the time she left, the crib had a sold tag and a spot in the front window. A hand-carved heirloom, reduced to inventory. Linda never mentioned Catherine, never mentioned Rachel.
Stephanie, sweetheart, I've got a surprise. You and your husband are getting overwater bungalows in the Maldives.
Oh my God, Mom, are you serious? That's insane. I'm posting this right now.
Within hours, photos of turquoise water and luxurious wooden decks flooded Stephanie's social media. And far away, Rachel scrolled past those posts, still waiting for her crib to come back. In those final weeks before delivery, Rachel watched the Maldives countdown unfold on her screen.
Looks incredible. Linda must have been saving for ages to pull that off.
The photos were perfect. Rachel liked each one, telling herself it was fine.
I put it on my card, but it's fine. I've got a little windfall clearing this week. It's not every day your daughter gets married. I wanted to give her something unforgettable.
She never explained the windfall, and no one asked.
Marcus, have you talked to your mom? It's been over a month.
I left a message. You know, Mom, she's probably just busy. The baby will be here any day.
It's just hormones. Linda will come through.
She silenced the doubt and counted the days until her baby arrived. The delivery was hard but uncomplicated. Rachel held her daughter and cried, exhaustion tangled with relief.
The nursery is still empty. Linda promised it would be back. Why hasn't she called? I called your mother 3 times. She's dodging me. This isn't about refinishing anymore.
Maybe the guy is backed up. Give her a few more days.
No. I'm looking him up. If Linda won't give me answers, I'll find them.
She searched the name Linda had dropped at the baby shower, the restorer who was supposed to work miracles. No website, no business listing, not even a social media profile. The man didn't exist.
She lied. All of it. The crib wasn't borrowed. It was stolen. Any sale without written release is conversion of estate property. Catherine protected it, and Linda walked right into it.
She packed the will, the baby shower photos, and a single question for the man who had drafted it, Benjamin Cross. The next morning, Rachel stepped into Cross and Associates with the will in hand and fire in her voice.
Mr. Cross, you handled Catherine's estate. My mother-in-law sold the heirloom crib. Can the chain of title clause recover it?
Recover it? It's conversion of estate property, a civil tort. Selling without your release is illegal. Statutory damages, up to 3 times value. 11,000 becomes 33,000.
33,000. She'll pay that. Plus the crib comes back.
We'll freeze the proceeds. I'll draft a demand letter to the dealer today.
Draft it. Serve it. Linda needs to understand that the law doesn't negotiate.
Within the hour, Cross had prepared the letter. Return the crib and all consignment records immediately, or face conversion charges. Rachel sealed the envelope herself. The address, Ellison Vintage and Estate, with a delivery label marked urgent.
She thought the crib was just old wood. She never knew it was a legal fortress.
The letter reached Ellison on a Monday morning. He opened it and read the words, conversion of estate property. Conversion? This is a consigned piece. I had no idea it was restricted. The woman swore it was hers.
Ignorance won't shield you, Mr. Ellison. Return the crib and all sale records by end of business.
Ellison had the crib wrapped and loaded onto a truck within the hour. He also faxed Linda's consignment contract and bank routing slip. The delivery truck pulled up to Rachel's house just as the afternoon sun turned golden. Rachel stood on the porch watching the movers carry the crib through the front door like a returning king.
It's back. After everything, the crib is finally home.
The hand-carved details caught the soft lamplight as they tightened the final screws.
I can't believe she sold it. My own mother betrayed us like that.
She had the crib. She had the bank routing numbers, and Linda didn't know the trap was already set. Linda appeared on their doorstep 3 days later, a bottle of champagne in one hand and a welcome baby balloon in the other.
I just had to see my grandbaby. And the nursery, is everything set up?
The nursery's coming together, Linda. Actually, I've been meaning to ask about the crib. How's the refinishing going?
Oh, the artisan is meticulous. He found this rare wood oil from Italy. It's taking forever, but it'll be worth it.
Italy? That sounds expensive. Did he give you a timeline?
Soon, I promise. I told him it was for my grandbaby. He's putting his heart into it.
You know, I'd love to see his workshop. What's his name again?
It's Antonio something. I can't recall the last name. I'll send you the card. Look, I should go. I promised Stephanie a call.
Linda left quickly, her chatter replaced by the silence of a house that held a secret.
Gotcha.
Late that afternoon, Rachel returned to Benjamin Cross's office with a leather file folder and a quiet fury.
I have the bank routing numbers and the consignment contract. Linda used my inheritance to send Stephanie to the Maldives.
Then we file for conversion and statutory damages, and we petition to freeze the proceeds, including that credit card charge. If the judge grants it, the bank will reverse the payment immediately. Stephanie's vacation ends that day.
Seal the order. Linda deserves to find out when her card gets declined at a beachside restaurant.
Cross drafted the emergency ex parte motion that evening, citing chain of title and fraudulent misrepresentation. The judge reviewed it in chambers and signed within the hour. The freeze was immediate, but the order remained under seal.
She's in the Maldives right now, sipping cocktails paid for by my grandmother's crib.
She sat in the nursery, the restored crib glowing in the lamplight, and waited for the crash she knew was coming.
Now we wait for the explosion.
The next afternoon, a key turned in the lock. Linda let herself in with the emergency key, calling for the baby.
What is that? You told me the refinished crib wasn't ready. You lied to me.
I know you sold it, Linda. Ellison sent me the consignment contract and your bank routing information.
That's a lie! I'll deny every word. You have no proof.
$11,000, May 12th. The judge already has the file.
Linda's mouth opened, but no denials came. The floor dropped out from under her.
You're being sued for conversion of estate property. The statutory damages are $33,000.
You can't do this. I won't pay a single cent. I'll fight you with everything I have.
She stormed out, already fumbling with her phone, her voice cracking as she dialed her lawyer.
The trap had closed. Now the law would do its work.
A process server caught Linda in her driveway the next morning, pressing a sealed complaint into her trembling hands. The top page read, "Complaint for conversion of estate property. Demand for statutory damages in the sum of $33,000.
33,000? She can't do this. I want a hearing. I want this thrown out.
Linda, I've reviewed it. The chain of title clause is ironclad. You sold an asset you didn't own. There's no defense.
That's my money. I used it for Stephanie's honeymoon. What am I supposed to tell her?
Mrs. Hale, this is Ellison. I forwarded a bill for my commission, $1,100. Pay it immediately." Linda stared at her credit card statement, the Maldives charge, the debt she couldn't pay. No room left. She owed Rachel $33,000, Ellison $1,100, and the credit card company $17,000 more. Rachel received the service confirmation by email. She read it in the nursery, the crib solid and real behind her.
She didn't know the crib wasn't hers to sell. Now she'll learn.
Linda dialed Ellison's number, her voice thin with desperation. She had no way to pay. "I'm not a charity, Linda. Pay the $1,100 today, or I report you for fraud."
You can't. I'll pay you after the hearing. Just give me a week.
At Cross & Associates, Rachel sat with a fresh file, watching the clock.
We file an emergency motion this afternoon. We ask the judge to reverse the Maldives charge as proceeds of tort.
Do it. The money was never hers. Let her feel every dollar vanish.
The ex parte motion landed on the judge's desk at 3 o'clock. It cited conversion and fraudulent misrepresentation. By 4, the judge signed. The bank was ordered to reverse the $11,000 charge immediately. 3,000 miles away, Stephanie was still in her overwater bungalow, taking sunset photos, unaware.
The last piece is moving. Linda will feel this one from across the world.
That same afternoon, Stephanie Hale was ordering champagne at a Maldives restaurant over the water.
I still can't believe Mom did this. Overwater bungalows.
The waiter returned with a receipt, not a smile. The card had been declined.
There must be a mistake. Try this one. It's my mother's backup card.
The resort manager came to the table, speaking in a low voice. The charge had been reversed as fraudulent.
Mom, the resort is telling us we have to leave by morning. They're canceling everything. What is going on?
Stephanie, it's Rachel. She sued me for selling the crib. The whole trip is frozen. I can't fix it.
Her voice cracked. The overwater bungalow, once a dream, now felt like a trap. Linda had nothing left to offer her daughter. Stephanie ended the call and stared at the water. Then she opened her phone and typed a post, "Worst honeymoon ever." The reversal had struck. $11,000 returned to Rachel's estate, and a mother's betrayal left one daughter stranded and the other unforgiving. Less than an hour later, Linda Hale was on Rachel's doorstep, mascara smeared, voice breaking.
Rachel, I sold it. The crib was never refinished. I used the money for Stephanie. I'm sorry, please reverse the freeze.
You didn't think the law applied to you, Linda. You sold my grandmother's heirloom without consent. That's conversion.
I'll pay you back. I'll get a loan. Just give me time. Stephanie's trip can't end like this.
The conversion statute is mandatory. The judge ordered the reversal. I can't undo it even if I wanted to.
Rachel's voice was calm, but her eyes held a coldness Linda had never seen.
You're destroying my daughter's honeymoon to prove a point. How can you be so cruel?
You did that. Not me. You chose a vacation over my daughter's crib. Now the law chooses the consequence.
Linda sagged against the doorframe. Rachel stood in the nursery doorway, watchful. She walked out, knowing she had lost the money and any hope of forgiveness. 3 days later, the conversion hearing opened in a quiet courtroom. Benjamin Cross laid out the evidence with surgical precision.
The will's chain of title clause is unambiguous. She sold without consent. Statutory damages are mandatory.
The judge reviewed the papers and ruled from the bench. Conversion is proven. Damages granted in full. Linda Hale was ordered to pay $33,000 to Rachel Reeves, plus legal costs and Ellison's commission. The same day, the court issued a garnishment order. Linda's bank accounts were frozen, her wages attached. Stephanie's flight landed that evening. She came straight from the airport, suitcases still tagged with Maldivian stickers.
You used stolen money for my honeymoon? You ruined everything.
I was trying to give you something special. I didn't think.
No, you didn't think. And now we have no honeymoon, and you owe money you can't pay.
The family rupture was complete. Linda was legally insolvent, her daughter furious, and Rachel's crib stood untouched in the nursery. Rachel stood in the nursery that evening, the glow of the crib lamp casting soft shadows. She lifted her phone.
One photo. That's all she needs to see.
The image filled the screen, the hand-carved crib, the sleeping baby, the lamplight warm and sure. No caption. She pressed send. Miles away, Linda's phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. She glanced at the notification, then froze.
No, 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 no.
The picture showed everything she had tried to erase. The crib, returned, her granddaughter asleep inside. The caption was the silence.
She had to send this. After everything, she had to twist the knife.
She threw the phone across the room. It cracked against the baseboard and went dark, leaving only the echo of her own scream. Every legal victory, every dollar owed, meant nothing compared to that silent photograph. Rachel sat in the rocker, hearing the baby's soft breath. She didn't need an answer. She had the crib. She had the truth. The following Monday, a repo truck rolled into Linda's driveway. Her sedan was lifted onto the tow bed. She watched from the kitchen window, still in her robe, unable to do anything but breathe. Her credit cards were canceled within the week. The debt notices piled on the mahogany table.
I'm not staying here. You stole from your own daughter-in-law. I'm done.
Stephanie, wait. I only wanted the best for you.
Stephanie dragged her bag out, the door slamming behind her. Linda's house became hollow. That afternoon, Rachel opened her bank app. $33,000 sat in her account. The judgment paid.
The money isn't the victory. The crib is.
She opened a college fund for her daughter that afternoon, a future Catherine would have loved. Then she placed Catherine's photograph on the nursery shelf, beside the 1948 brass plate. She touched the carved wood and smiled. Linda Hale now lived in a cramped studio apartment with a single window overlooking a bleak alley. Unopened moving boxes still lined the bare walls. The first envelope she tore open bore Ellison's letterhead, $1,100, payable in full within 7 days. The second was a wage garnishment order from the county. Her paychecks would be docked for 6 years. She sank onto a folding chair, unlocked her phone, and stared at the cracked screen. She scrolled to Rachel's thread. The photograph of the crib was still there, glowing. The baby asleep. The lamplight. No caption. It felt like a brand.
She pressed delete.
The thread vanished. She looked up. The room was silent except for the hum of a refrigerator. She pressed her forehead against the cold countertop and closed her eyes. No one called. No one came. Only the debt remained and the imprint of that photograph she could never erase. That evening, the nursery held a quiet warmth. Rachel rocked gently, the baby's breath soft and even. Marcus came in with 2 mugs of tea, settling on the arm of the rocker beside her.
Catherine's picture looks perfect there. She'd be so proud, you know.
She'd be glad it's where it belongs. That's all that matters now.
The hand-carved crib stood against the wall, its 1948 plate catching the last light of the day. He wrapped an arm around her. The baby slept on. The room felt whole.
It wasn't vengeance. It was never about that. It was simply hers.
The crib stood quiet and certain, a bridge between generations. As evening deepened, they left the door ajar, the soft glow spilling into the hallway. The door clicked shut, and for the first time in weeks, the house was still. A week later, a single envelope landed on the stained carpet of Linda's studio. The county seal was stamped in red. Total judgment, $34,100, with interest. Garnishment effective immediately. Linda read it on the floor, her back against a wall. No tears came, only the slow exhale of a person emptied. She glanced at the dusty spot where her TV used to sit. Sold for $40, a fraction of what she owed. The crib was priceless. The price for stealing it was not. Upstairs in the warm nursery, Rachel's daughter slept in the 1948 crib, untouched by any of it. The camera pulls back, the studio shrinking to a pinprick of light in a dark building. Linda Hale's name was on a wage garnishment order that would follow her for years. She turned off the light. The apartment swallowed her whole, fade to black. Morning light slipped through the nursery curtains, tracing the hand-carved crib with a soft golden line.
Good morning, my daughter. This crib held me when I was small, and now it holds you.
I figured the victorious woman who sued my mother might need her caffeine this morning.
He set the mug on the shelf and wrapped his arms around Rachel from behind, both gazing at the crib. A shaft of morning sunlight struck the brass 1948 plate, igniting it like a small flame. Catherine's crib, her grandmother's gift, her daughter's bed.
She was here, in the wood, in the light, in the future we're building.
The room held only breath and the distant sound of birds beginning their day. The door stood open, the house fully alive again, no empty corners left, stillness. The camera began its slow retreat from the crib, drawing the eye away from the nursery like a held breath releasing. Inside the crib, the baby's chest rose and fell in a perfect rhythm, untouched by the world. The carved flowers and curling vines caught the last amber light from the hallway. The nursery, fully restored, held only the hum of the nightlight and the scent of clean cotton. Rachel's hand reached in, fingertips brushing the blanket's edge with a ghost of a touch. She straightened the corner just as her grandmother once had, a motion older than memory. The baby journal lay closed on the shelf, its pages full of the morning's words. The 1948 brass plate gleamed one last time, a silent signature. The door swung shut with a whisper, sealing the crib in its circle of lamplight. Click, and then darkness.